Once again, we're down here at Pomme DeTerre Lake with my good friend Alan Morgan. He's got a little bit of growing left to do on him.
Yes, he's a little fella.
But we're doing some wintertime crappie fishing down here. And you know, Alan, in the springtime, most people don't have any problem finding the crappie. You know, when they move in up on the shallow water, most people don't have any problem with them. But it's after they spawned and they move back out toward the deep water that some people can have some problems with them. And you know, there's no doubt if you're fishing this time of year where you did in the spring, you're probably going to be having some problems finding those crappie. So when you're going out in the winter this time of year, what do you expect the crappie to be doing? Where are you going to look to find them?
Well, usually, oh, missed that one. Usually in the wintertime, the fish move to these bluffs. When they move into these bluffs, they've got access to deep water, and if they want to go shallow, they can just push up on it. They always follow their food. The shad and everything else will move into these bluffs where they've got the deep water to go to the thermocline line, and it's a lot warmer there, so they just move up and down as the weather lets them.
Well, now we're fishing in 30 foot of water. Are these right on the bottom?
A lot of times they'll be in the winter like this is December, they'll move anywhere from 30 foot up. Sometimes you'll pitch a jig in there and they won't be 10 foot deep. But I feel like a lot of times when you catch them shallow like that, they're looking up and they'll run up and grab it.
Oh, so they might have been down a little bit deeper to begin with and they just came up and chased that bait. Well, what's the difference? I mean, what determines in your mind whether or not they're going to be on the bottom or whether or not they're going to be up suspended?
Well, usually you just start out fishing and let the fish tell you what they're doing.
I just never quite understand what they're saying. Down there in the deeps again?
Yep.
Well, look at there.
I'd probably have to slap him back against the water to get him to go back down.
Yeah, that's one thing. Now that's coming out of 30 foot of water, and they don't necessarily like being dragged up out of that water that quick, do they?
No, they don't. A lot of times you've got to slap them back against the water pretty hard to get the air bubble back out of them so they'll go down.
Yeah, they don't get that air bubble out right, and a lot of times, you know, you try to let those go and they'll just float. But there's not a thing wrong with slapping those things down on the water.
No,
that doesn't hurt them, does it?
It doesn't hurt them at all. What it does is just it gets them to go back down.
There he goes.
There he goes.
Didn't bother him one bit. But that's what you need to do, slap them on that water and force that air bubble out of their bladder, and then they're just fine and smarter for it. There's one. Come on up here. You frisky? There you go.
Another white one.
Another white one. Now, Alan, we've got a cold front that come through today. Yesterday it was up in the 60s, and today I think we're going to be lucky to get out of the 30s. How does a cold front like that affect the fish in this deep water?
Myself, I don't think it bothers them that much. It will affect them. But since they're down there around that thermocline line, the fish pretty much, you know, are the same day after day. I think sunshine will affect them more than about anything.
How's that? In what way?
It'll bring them up, and actually, I like the sunshine on these deeper beds and fish like this. But
hey, there's another one.
no.
Oh, whoa, hey,
Oh, he dropped off.
There, I got one too.
Okay, maybe yours will drop off.
Oh, they're down there deep.
Mm-hmm.
Not real huge, but man, they're fun to catch.
They are.
American Outdoorsman.